Hi guys, another 3U video, grade 11 functions video for you. Today we're going to look at functions and relations. So we're going to put the fun back in functions. That joke also works with funeral, the word funeral. Put the fun back in funeral. That sometimes doesn't go over that well. Anyway, a relation is a set of ordered pairs. So this is the note from the class. Relation is a set of ordered pairs. And I'm going to skip through this stuff. You can check it out in class when we do it. But a function is a special relation where no x value is repeated. So how do we know we have a function? Usually if you have a set of ordered pairs, you can look for an x value repeated, but at some point we're going to get to what we call the vertical line test. So a lot of times when we're looking at relations and functions, we need to be able to graph them. And I'm going to go over some of the key relations and functions that you really want to be looking at in this course. But to check to see if something is a function, we want to have an independent or only one x value for any given y value. Okay, so you do not want to see the x repeated at all. So for example, something like this, a parabola that goes sideways like this is not a function. So really what we get down to is, again, when we're talking about quadratics and other things, we're talking about real life a lot of times, right? So on the independent variable axis, your independent variable is usually time, and then you have something like distance or height or something over here, and let's say we throw something in the air, it goes up and it comes down. Now, if we have a function, or you graph something, and I'll do this in yellow, if you do something and it does something like this and comes back and then goes back like that, well, in real life, we have an issue with this sort of thing, because what's going on here? What would we go back to in time? Like you follow this through here, you went forward, you came back in time, and then you went to a different distance, and then you went forward in time. So that usually doesn't apply in real life. Like this purpley yellow sketch here is garbage, and that's not a function. So whenever you repeat an x value, you have a different y value for an x value, you end up having 2 points that are essentially on top of each other. And if these 2 points are on top of each other, what happens is they fail what we call the vertical line test. So if you take a line, a vertical line here, I can probably make one here, make a vertical line here, yeah, that's pretty vertical, and I take this line and I drag it across the graph or the sketch of any, change that to orange, any relation, we can see if it's, oops, what's going on there? We can see if it's a function if this orange line hits my graph line more than once. So if I drag it across here, nope, I only hit once at any time. So this guy here is a function that passes the vertical line test. Over here, this sideways parabola, when I drag this guy here and I leave him right here, I leave the orange line right here, you notice that at a bunch of different points, and it only has to happen once, but at a bunch of different points here, I'm crossing my graph twice with my vertical line. So it fails the vertical line test, so this guy is not a function. Okay. Same with this line here, or sorry, this circle below. Look at the circle below, a bunch of different points here. Anytime I'm crossing once, I'm crossing twice essentially, or it doesn't matter how many times, but I fail. Fail here. Up, down, side to side, or sorry, up and down, up or down facing parabola is a function. So this guy here, at no time do I cross my graph more than once. So is there a repetition of x values given a y value? When I graph it, do I have 2 points or 2 sections of my graph that are on top of each other? If so, not a function, and it fails the vertical line test. Okay, so that's all about functions. The only thing I want to do, that's tomorrow's note, sorry, is just do some quick sketches of things and then figure out if they're functions or not. Now, these are all of the functions, I'm kind of giving it away here, but these are the functions that we really concern ourselves with for the first third of the class at least. And we want to know what 1 over x is, we want to know what the root of x is, we want to know what x looks like in x squared. So we know what these guys look like. This is your parabola, okay? This guy here is a line. This guy though, what's he look like? And what's this one look like? And I would challenge you now for homework is to take these, and we're going to spend a lot of time with them. So, but if you go around and you play around with these things and throw in 1 over x into decimals, y equals 1 over x into decimals, and then you know what? Then throw in 1 over 3 x, and then maybe add a number to it and see what happens. See what happens to your graphs here. Okay, you should be able to figure out what happens with this guy and this guy. You've seen enough of these, and you've seen enough of these, and you've done enough transformations of these, and I'll do a couple here to figure out what they look like. But what's 1 over x? And then try root of x. I'll give you a hint. Root of x and x squared are very similar. They're related. somehow, and you figure that out. Okay, so play around on Desmos, desmos.com or the app, and figure that out. So let's just graph things. If you want to know if something's a function, what I will tell you is graph it, sketch it, and then see what happens. So this guy here is our basic line with a y equals mx plus b form of 2x minus 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 5 is down here. There's my y-intercept, and I have a slope of 2, so over 1 up 2. Now, then I connect the dots here, my beautiful straight line, and I have a straight line. Now, every single straight line is going to pass my vertical line test. So if I, at any point here, if I take a vertical line and drag it across here, I will pass my vertical line test with any straight line except for what? I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about that. What kind of straight line fails a vertical line test? So my red line here, only hit once, only hit once, only hit once. And the answer is a vertical line. So if I had a vertical line, so if I sketched a line, something like, if I sketch this line here, x equals 4, I go over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and x is always 4. It doesn't matter what the y value is. X is 4. I get a line or anything of x equals something, a number. You're going to have a horizontal line, and then when you take the vertical line test, not only do you fail once, you fail at all times. Anytime you're crossing this line, you are hitting it more than once. Okay, so every line is a function except for vertical lines. All right, now we're going to move on to this one here. This is my parabola. We spent some time the other day talking about how to sketch these. I have a step pattern, a basic step pattern here. My A is 1, so my step pattern is going to be 1, 3, 5. And I just need the vertex and then a couple of points based off this. So I'm gonna know. You should know though. This is going to be a function because it's a upward opening parabola, and all upward opening parabolas are. So my vertex is 1, 3. Remember, change that sign, leave that sign the same. So my vertex is 1, 3. So I go over 1 up 3, and I think that's the right spot. And then now I go over 1 up 1 for my step pattern, over 1 up 3. And then draw the mirrored points here, connect the dots with a smooth curve, and then at no point will I cross this. At no point will I cross this. Either one can be my vertical line test. Will I cross this parabola more than once? Okay, and that's it. That's functions and function notation. Again, play around with this. Root of x, x squared, x, 1 over x. Go ahead, play with Desmos. Great site, and it's free. So enjoy. Okay, any questions? Come